This is the 2017 version of the Samsung Galaxy A7. The phone costs about 1,400 dirhams, though you can find deals online for about 1,200 or around that. So let's start off by talking about what's good with the phone. First and foremost, that screen. It's amazing, it's beautiful, it's sharp, it's crisp, and it's got some amazing colors. It's a 5.7-inch 1080p screen, and don't let the resolution fool you because you really won't notice a difference, and at this resolution you also get some amazing benefits for the battery. Which actually leads me to the second good thing about this phone, the battery. It's a 3600 mAh battery, which basically means you're gonna get a full day of use, and in case you run out of juice somehow, Samsung has some extremely low power modes. These modes give you some boosts of like over 3 or 4 hours, so if you're in a pinch and you need to make your battery run, you can put on these modes and you're good to go. The phone is also relatively fast charging for a 3600 mAh battery, so all in all, a pretty good thing. The third good thing about this phone is that it's a good performing phone for the price. It's got an octa-core CPU with 3GB of RAM, and games seem to run absolutely smoothly. I tried out Mario Run and Asphalt 8 with this phone, and they both ran without a problem at all. In fact, I quite got immersed with the gaming and I had a great time playing with this phone because that screen and this performance just works really well. Multitasking also works really well in this phone. So because of its big screen size, it works perfectly fine. You've got enough screen real estate to run 2 applications side by side. The processor is pretty good because you can watch a video and be doing some web browsing if you want, and the phone doesn't miss a beat. The other really cool thing about this phone is that it actually feels pretty premium. I mean, it's a really big phone, but it's got a nice metal body and it's got a beautiful glass in the front, so everything sort of packages in together to feel really premium. The phone also comes with a USB Type-C port, though this isn't the latest USB 3.0 port. But with USB 2.0, it's still future-proof because it's a USB Type-C port. Another thing to note is that the phone also comes with a micro USB to USB-C adapter, which I think is a pretty nice extra to include in the box. Also, the phone comes with a headphone jack. So some of the normal stuff is that the camera's pretty decent. It's a 16 megapixel shooter, which is quite quick. It's not the best in the world, but it's comparable to some older phones like the iPhone 6. And it also comes with some nice manual controls in the camera app. It also records only at 1080p, which I think is a bit disappointing, but given the internal storage, I don't think it really would support 4K anyways. Now that we're done with the good, let's talk about some of the bad. The main thing I didn't like about this phone is the speaker. It's a single speaker, which is absolutely rubbish, and it's on the side, so it's just completely easy to block out. I mean, while playing a game, you probably won't block it, which is kind of a bonus, but if you're using it on normal daily use, your thumb or your finger is probably going to block it out, so it's kind of stupid that way. That fingerprint reader that's mounted in the front is quite slow. It, on average, took me about 3 or 4 tries before it would let me in. Unfortunately, while recording, it just seemed to work much better. But usually, in real world, it just kept not letting me in. It just kept giving me problems. Another thing I didn't like is that the limited internal storage of 32 GB. There doesn't seem to be any other kind of options that you can get this phone at, and 32 GB seems to be the only option you have. So, I'm not a big fan, but I guess with the expandable storage, you can upgrade that to whatever you like. The phone also comes with Android Marshmallow, which isn't even upgradable to Nougat. Considering that Android 7 came out in August of 2016, this is kind of a bummer. And right now, there doesn't even seem to be support to upgrade to Nougat. I don't even know when that's going to come in, if at all. One thing also I don't like across Samsung's devices is Samsung's UI on top of Android. Samsung's custom skin. It seems a bit childish, almost like candy. And I personally prefer the Google Now launcher, which is kind of what I change any Android phone to by default. However, this is more of a personal preference, so it depends on you. Some bonus features about this phone. It comes with some pretty interesting security features. For example, it has a dedicated security folder where you can put some of your files or anything that you want to keep extra secure, which I thought was kind of cool. Another cool feature about this phone is that it comes with 2 SIM card slots and an SD card slot. So that's a total of 3 slots. Usually phones, they take the second SIM card slot and make it into a sort of SD card, SIM card hybrid. With this phone, Samsung doesn't do that. They give you a dedicated SD card along with 2 SIM card slots. Also, Samsung claims that this phone is IP68, which means that it's dust and waterproof. This by no means is something that you should take diving with you or swimming, but if you do happen to drop it in water, it's perfectly fine. To prove it, we actually did the test as well. The phone seemed to work fine when we put it underwater, but submerging the phone while playing a video, it seemed to work. However, the speakers did seem to get affected. It kind of felt like the speaker got muffled and it didn't seem to come back from that. If anything, that's probably what's gonna go. Also, I turned on the video recorder and then I submerged the phone after that. But within a few seconds, the video would just cut out. It's rather strange behavior, but honestly I think the phone is safe from a brief drop in water, and that's really the objective. Another thing to point out is that you see a small notification saying moisture detected once the phone is submerged. This is basically to remind you to let the phone dry before plugging it in, and I think that's a pretty good practice if you ask me. All in all, this is quite a good phone, especially for people who want to try out a Samsung experience, try out the Samsung build quality, and want a good trusty dual SIM phone. Especially with expandable storage and the dual SIM feature, I think it's really good with a decent camera, really good specs, good performance. It's really good bang for your buck. And of course, that screen is gorgeous. So why pay the big bucks when you can get a slightly lesser phone for less than half the price? Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And also check out the Absolute Geeks channel. They made this video possible. Once again, thanks for watching and hope you guys have a good one.